everybody, and welcome back to another vlog. Now today it's an exciting day, but it's a very busy day. So I'm up at the yard. It is just about to turn 7 o'clock. It's a Sunday. All the horses are currently in, and Shelley's here from Everyday Eventers. She is putting some boots on Franco. Can we see her? Here she is, look. Because we are taking Franco to Kiso for a show jumping clinic, and then I thought I'd bring you along for the whole day. So we are going to do something with Obi later. So Shelley's going to have a sit on Obi, and this is going to be his last ever ride before he retires. He's nodding. And then we're also going to do something with young Ruby as well, so the new girl. So it's going to be a very busy day. So we're going to get Franco packed up, who's yawning. That's a good start. Head across to Kiso and come with us for the whole day.
Superstar mode in. All ready for Kiso.
Okay, so here we go. You can't really hear what Claire Darwin is saying, the coach, so I thought I would do a bit of a voiceover, a bit of a description of what's happening. To begin with, we've had a walk, trot, canter, and we're starting off just by cantering down that long side, and she's got 2 poles, and she's telling us what strides she wants us to have between the 2 poles. That is something that I do quite a lot of with Franco. I think it's really important for that adjustability of your canter, and so he found that pretty easy, which is why there's not much footage of it. But yeah, that was really good. She then asked us just to come around and have a little pop over this upright. The idea of this was just to come from one rein, change the rein as you go over the fence around the other one. You'll see that we landed on the wrong leg there, and that was just really bad preparation from me. So we do that, in fact, a couple of times, I believe, and then she starts popping them up a little bit. And what I really liked about this clinic was we're practicing over like a proper course of fences. Like Kiso is beautiful. It's such a nice venue. So you've got that kind of competition feel. But what we did is we broke down the course and we really looked at perfecting, you know, between jumping from 1 to 2, then jumping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then doing the second half, then putting it all together. Then once we put it all together and done it as a course, going back and doing the bits that we could have improved. And I found it really, really helpful. So hopefully that puts us in good stead when we start eventing in the next couple of weeks. So we're now starting to work on the course. So I've just jumped the practice fence to begin with, and then I'm coming round to number 1, which is just this little purple and white oxer. And yeah, jumps that really nicely. Really, really good boy for that. And then we start putting that together with the other fences. So it's 1 related distance down then to number 2, which we put in a sneaky extra. But I do find with Franco, he'd much rather I kind of held for 1, then pushed. And then we started to break down this line, which was, ooh, took a bit of a fly there. A line I've never really seen in a show jumping course, not going to lie. You'd see it on the cross-country course because it was an S shape. So upright, curved line to the oxer, and then a turn back to another upright. But as you can see, no problem for Franco. So at the end of that last section, Claire's telling me that I was just a fraction quick. So there's definitely a balance with Franco between getting him really nice and forward, but actually not hurrying him. And actually sometimes when it gets a bit hurried, that's when we're more likely to sort of have poles and things like that and make a mistake. So yeah, it's that balance, isn't it? So we're now doing the next part of the course. So it's this red oxer, which he jumped really beautifully, but landed wrong. So we did a little half trot step because he's very clever with his feet, as Claire was saying to me, through this combination. She gives that first one a little bit of a rub because he's Mr. Efficient. Just really working on keeping my shoulders out of the way at the minute. And then we go round and we jump the whole course and he does a really, really good job. And what I'm really liking about Franco at the minute is sort of watching this back as well. It's really nice because he's really, really keen. He's really up for it. He's taking me into the fences. Not quite as much as my show jumping lesson last week, I wouldn't say. But, you know, it's quite a big arena, lots to look at. And he's just really locking on and he's going. And for anybody that's followed our journey on Instagram, that's not always been the case. We have had quite a lot of issues in our show jumping, mainly because whenever he's had an issue, it's sort of come out in the show jumping. So I was really, really pleased with this. He's jumping brilliantly, and these are some quite meaty fences, not gonna lie. At the time I tried not to look at them too much, but yeah, they were really meaty. So really, really pleased with him. And as I say, hopefully this puts us in good stead for our first event, which is at Epworth on the 1st of March.
Well done. You can come in if you want, guys.
Debrief your lesson.
Debrief. Stuffier than my training session last week with my instructor, but obviously he's used to that. The only times I've ever been here is to compete. So actually, in terms of practice, brilliant. And actually, I thought he was fantastic. He was really up for it. He was game, he was quite strong. It's just me. I've got to really believe in us.
Yes.
If they were cross-country fences, it would have been no bother.
Exactly.
So, but I'm super proud of him. What a star he was.
He was amazing.
Super, and Claire was lovely.
She really liked it. She's like, I like these event horses. They don't bother, they just go.
They just do it, and he's not got the biggest jump and stuff, but I love him. Right, everybody, so we are back from Kiso with Franco, who was excellent. I'm sure you'll agree from watching the footage. I just need to believe in myself a little bit more and trust him. So we've come back and now we've got Obi tacked up for his last ever ride with Shelley. So she's over there getting her stuff on. So we've got the dressage saddle on. I gave Shelley the option of whether she wanted to do flat and jumping, or jump, and she said a bit of flat work. So we've got the dressage saddle on, very professional. His mane's still all curly from area festivals. So yeah, we'll get Shelley on, see what we're up to. And actually the fog's gone and it's sunny now, so nice. Lovely last ride for the old boy. Trot, and then forwards again. That's it. And this is a really useful thing with any horse really, but with Obi in particular, just by saying, no, I need you off my leg and forward, and then steady just to make him a little bit rounder. That's it. So your hands are an awful lot better. Just make sure, I know you're looking to the inside, but make sure your body isn't also all the way round. Try and keep your body straight, because I can see both shoulders from here. Just try and keep your body a bit straighter, that's it, and then look where you're going. There you go. Good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, this trot is a little bit better, a little bit more forward, is change the rein KXM. So look nice and early at where you're going. That's it. Just push the trot forwards a little bit. Good. And then come back down here and circle again. Bit more trot. Just lift your hands a little bit because you're sort of stifling the trot a little bit. That's it. Good. Bit more trot, bit more trot. Give him a good kick and say, come on, forward. That's better. And so back onto that circle again. So really thinking about the curved line, not being in the track for too long. That's good. So really important, if you can ride an accurate circle, I mean, I can't ride an accurate 15-metre circle, but hey, to keep your marks, because you really don't want to lose marks on P at the minute for shapes of things, because that's really within your control. Bit more trot, bit more trot. That's better. Staying on this circle, and let's do the same thing again. So just push him forward for sort of half a circle. Even if it feels a bit hurried, let's just get him moving forward. Bit more. He's like proper looking after you. And then steady again, steady. There you go, and he's just dropped a little bit. That's better. That's better, head position wise. Keep the trot though. Good. Okay, and then let's go live. So we're just doing a little bit of lateral work now. So Shelley is just doing some leg yields with Obi. So obviously he did these in his test on Thursday. And Shelley's learning them too. Fabulous! Right, so we're just going to do that once more. So Shelley is also learning how to do these. So it's really helpful to do it on a horse that knows obviously what they're doing. So we're getting nice and straight. She's coming towards me. Then it's inside leg, outside hand, not too much leg bend. Good, good. That was better crossing actually. So although his head was a bit high, I actually preferred that. So we are now on to counter-canter. So this is, so Shelley's done it on the other rein, but this is the first time she's ever done some counter-canters. So we're starting with some loops. These looking good. One more loop, and then we'll change the rein on the diagonal. Just keep that canter nice and compact. And counter-canter for the first time feels very, very weird and horrible.
I think she already loves her mom.
Okay, so I wanted to do a bit of a voiceover here to just explain what's sort of happening. And I was in two minds as to whether to share this because when I get on, you'll see that Ruby does look a little bit uncomfortable. But I thought actually it's really important I do share it and I show the real story of having a young horse and making sure that you're listening to them. But yeah, just for context, Ruby, she's a 4-year-old, she'll be 5 in May. I've only ridden her the once. At this point, she'd been here for 2 weeks, but I hadn't yet ridden her at home. We'd had the saddle fitted, the one that she's wearing there, 2 days before, but only via a static check because she was a little bit unsettled when we went to ride her. And so my thinking here was I'll pop her on the lunge, let her have a little walk round, get a feel for the saddle, and then I'll hop on. And when I got on, she was clearly a little bit tense, quite unsettled. There's quite a bit of head tossing. There's some head tossing happening here. And actually all I did was walk, and then I got off and sort of had a bit of a chat to Shelley. And really what it highlighted for me was that she wasn't comfortable and that I really, really needed to listen to her. Now, I had only ridden her once, and they did ride her in a martingale and a different noseband and stuff, but even still, I didn't think that the sort of head tossing and how tense her body felt was kind of warranted. And I think that's important to share because I think quite often we normalise, bucking and tail swishing and head tossing as sort of excitement and things like that. And actually quite often it's pain. I've learned that with Franco, and it's really important we listen to them. So she had been seen by the physio at this point. So we'd done full trot ups, and the physio had given her a full workup and said that she was tight in her neck. She passed a 5-stage vetting when we purchased her. But even still, I knew there's something wrong. And the last thing really what to look at was her teeth, which I was hoping to stagger for next month, just because, as my next vlog will show, it's expensive getting a new horse. But There was a few signs that her teeth were bothering her, so the head tossing you can see here as soon as I'm holding the rein. She was also rubbing her face and she was a little bit head shy. So we decided to get the dentist out, and the dentist confirmed she had very sharp teeth, especially on the right side. So we've got that sorted now, and I'm pleased to report that this was definitely a one-off, but it was also an important reminder to listen to your horse, and if something's not quite right or there's a behaviour that you think, no, they're trying to tell me they're uncomfortable, that we listen. So I'm glad I did that. Right, guys, so that is the end of a day with me and Shelley. So we have been to Kiso and show jumped. Shelley has had a lesson on Obi and done some more advanced dressage moves, and then had a little sit on Ruby. She is still quite sort of anxious, and as am I, to be honest. I need to kind of let go and ride her forwards, but it's quite blustery down there, and Obi was having a bit of a look and a spook, which is quite unusual. So yeah, really chuffed with her, and hopefully next time you tune in we would have progressed to a trot, but we're taking our time. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye.